Hello everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh chat channel, and today I'm going to profile for you guys my burn deck. It's kind of like a chain burn deck, but it's also a straight up burn deck too, so it indirectly burns your opponent to death. And it works out fairly well. It won't do good against super competitive decks. It's one of those decks that's just a fun deck on the side that I play just for leisure and all that stuff. But it's actually a fun deck to play, and let's start profiling the deck now, shall we? So, let's get started, everybody. We run your 3 UFO Turtles. Your 3 UFO Turtles, that's one of your main cards. It's your searcher. But the main card it's going to search out for 90% of the time is your Solar Flare Dragon. Solar Flare Dragon is like Marauding Captain, but it affects 500 damage per turn at the end of your end phase to your opponent. So pretty much what you're hoping for is you want 1 UFO Turtle and 1 Solar Flare Dragon. If you can get that combo off, UFO Turtle first turn, get the Solar Flare Dragon, but also you have more targets than just Solar Flare Dragon. It's one of your main plays in the deck you're hoping to get off. 3 Nimble Mongolia. I'll explain why I run this card in a second. So let me explain to you why. The reason I run this card is because I find that if I am burning my opponent to death, if they're able to get through my defenses and all my different things, sometimes just that 1,000 extra life points with this deck can win me the duel. Just that extra 2,000 can win me the duel. Now, you may ask yourself, what do you do if you get 2 or 3 in hand? I never get 3 in hand, first off. Never have with this deck. The reason I sometimes get 2, that's fine. I just put it down when I had nothing else to play that turn. They attack it. I get the 1,000 life points. If they destroy it, they pop it. They're not going to usually do that. They're going to pop a different monster. But I usually get all 3,000 life points if I get all the cards. If I get 2 in hand, you just play it down later on. But if you can get 1 in hand and you keep 2 in the deck, great. Also, you can make gachi sometimes. I don't know why, but sometimes I'm able to do that in certain conditions. But usually it's just to gain that 3,000 life points, so you can just barely win the duel over your opponent. 3 Mechanical Bunnies. Good card. If you get 2, same thing like I said before, you do the same thing, just play it later down the road. This deck really bides time a lot. But Mechanical Bunny, you just set 1 down, inflict the 500, you go poke, 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 and you poke your opponent to death with burn cards. Cards that take away life points. 2 Marshmallow. You may want to run 3 if you wish. I just run 2 because it can stall and you flip up. It inflicts 1,000 damage to your opponent's life points. It's actually won me duels before, stuff like that. But it stalls and makes sure the plays continue. 2 Lava Golems. I run 2, not 3. I've seen people run 3. I prefer 2, but just burn your opponent to death straight up. 2 Volcanic Queens. I run this card because it comes in handy. If they only have 1 card on the field, you use Volcanic Queen. I may switch one out eventually for another Lava Golem, but I find that you want versatility. And so if they only have 1 card on the field, you just sacrifice that, take this. And sometimes they're going to have to kill their own monster instead of taking the life point damage. So it comes in handy a lot. 1 Ultimate Baseball Kid. Won me a couple duels, only about probably 15 to 16 duels with this card single-handedly. You get Solar Flare Dragon set up, you get this guy out, and you just start batting away at your opponent. Now on the spell cards, you run your 3 Dark Room of Nightmare. Very good card, inflicts that 300 extra damage when your opponent takes damage. You're chipping away at your opponent's life points, little by little. So it comes in handy. This card I love. Poison of the Old Man. Has won me games and has finished my opponent off. So pretty much it goes like this. If I can do 1 or 2 things. I can either A, increase my life points by 1,200, or B, I can inflict 800 damage. So it's like Gaga Cowboy. Literally, it's a spell card for Gaga Cowboy. But it comes in handy a lot. It can finish my opponent off. With the Dark Room of Nightmare out, it inflicts 1,000. So it works very well. Very useful card. It can just edge out your opponent just for that win. And it's a quick spell card too. So with the quick spell card, if I'm about to lose and next turn he's going to, probably burn himself to death somehow, I just put this card down, they attack, quick spell, gain the life points just enough to live, they die next turn. So that's what I'm talking about. 2 Masks of the Accursed comes in handy. Just burn your opponent little by little. Like I said, equip it to those cards, make the opponent, burn to death. 2 Swords of Revealing Light comes in handy to stall. 2 Limit Level Bees. You get Lava Golem out. You get that Volcanic Queen out. Just put it to defensive mode and just let them burn to death. 1 Monster Reborn. Say a Solar Flare Dragon get killed and you have another UFO turtle to get the other Solar Dragon. Monster Reborn it. And plus you can reborn your opponent's dead monsters too. I've reborn a lot of good cards with this of my opponents too, just to attack. 3 Secret Barrels. Love that card. 3 Magical Cylinders. The one I love this game is this card and this deck. People are not expecting you to run 3 Magical Cylinders, but it really, really can change the course of a duel. I've had opponent literally online, and in real life too. I've had them attack. They think they're gonna win. Magical Cylinders, and they're like, okay, he had 1 magical, 2, 3. It's just ridiculous how quickly it can burn my opponent to death for being aggressive. And finally, 2 Nightmare Wheel. Comes in handy. Get that extra burn damage, stuff like that. Equip it to a Lava Golem. Just crazy stuff like that. Extra deck, pretty much the only thing you ever want to run in the extra deck is maybe a Cowboy. I just don't have one. I'm not going to pay $23, $24 just for a single Exceed card that I would only pretty much use in this deck and other decks. But that's the only extra deck card I can suggest for you, really. It's a fun deck. It's not a super competitive burn deck, but it's a fun deck to play. Believe me, play with that deck, and your opponent's going to go like, ah! But that's my burn, chain burn, straight up burn deck, whatever you want to call it. But I hope you guys like it. Fight the main meta out there, everybody. Good luck dueling to you all. Fight the main meta. Seto Kaba. I'm out of here.